I'm professional mountain bike rider Jeff Lanowski. I'm going to find out if this Dji Spark is the ultimate selfie machine. So why would a selfie expert and aficionado like myself buy a drone? Supposedly this thing is going to follow you around while you do sports. So I'm going to find out if this thing works for mountain biking. I've done all the tricks. I take my iPhone, I put it on a rock, I do chest camera stuff. I hang my chest cameras up in a tree, put it in video mode, ride past it, film myself. And it might look something like this. It's kind of cool, but it's a lock-off shot and it's hard to always get the right angle.
And flat.
And then I stumbled upon this Dji Spark. This drone sounds way too good to be true, so I had to do a few tests to see if it's going to actually work for mountain biking and if it's just going to be fun or if it's going to be a pain in the butt. It's super tiny. It comes with this little travel case that you can throw in any backpack, and you can control it with your iPhone, so it shouldn't be a problem to take it on any ride. So here's my first test. I used my iPhone to set it about 15 feet above the ground, and then I selected active track, so you see yourself on a screen, you draw a box around what you want it to track, and it'll track it. So once I got it all set, I threw out a quick trials line, and sure enough, the thing followed me the entire time. All right, the next test is gonna be to see if this thing could track me as I ride all the way down this balance line. All right, so this time I sent it up into the sky using just my iPhone, lined up my shot, selected myself just like before, but this time when it was blinking go, you select it, and then it'll actually track you. So normally, active track will just follow you and the drone stays in place. When you touch go, it'll track you wherever you go. So I wanted to do it for the first time ever out in a parking lot where there was nothing around, so I chose this balance line. And normally this thing takes me a whole bunch of tries, so I usually can't find anybody that wants to sit there and film me do this. But with the drone, as long as I have battery life, this thing will follow me. So it worked really good. It took me a couple tries to get it right, because at first I was breaking the digital leash because I was going a little bit too fast, too quick, so it could kind of lose sight of you. But once I got it all figured out, it worked awesome. With a couple test runs under my belt, now it's time to try some actual mountain biking and see how it would work on the trail. So the first place I decided to try this was a slick rock area on top of a mountain, and just like I suspected, it worked awesome. As long as you select yourself good when you get started, it'll follow you wherever you want to go until it loses you. So if and when the drone loses you, it's just going to hover in place. So that's the cool thing. If you set the GPS signal when you take off, it's not going to go flying around. It'll just hover in place until you can get your remote control or until the battery runs out, and then you can set a whole bunch of things that you want it to do if the battery's dying. This drone has sensors in the front that allow it to detect obstacles and keep it from crashing into them. So when I took it on some trails that had more trees, it would detect them, and here's an example of what happens. It just stops in place. So the good news is, hopefully the sensors are going to keep it from crashing. The bad news is it's not going to follow you down the trail like Star Wars, but what you can do is hover it in place and get some really unique shots when you're in those more wooded situations that you can't get with a normal camera. All right, it's time for a quick comparison. All right, so here's that original selfie I posted by putting my camera in a tree. It's kind of cool, but there's no comparison between the shot with the drone. It's following me up and over the rocks. You can see the horizon, and it just looks so much cooler. It's time for one last test. Let's take this thing over to Mountain Creek Bike Park. Take it away, Jeff. All right, so now the final test. I'm here at Mountain Creek. I'm gonna use this and my gimbal to make a self-filmed edit.
So we're gonna start off this trail with a little potato chip scoop step down right there. Going a little deep on that. Into some rollers and doubles. Kind of wet out here today. Gap this step down. Kind of wide line off that rock into this berm. Nice little tabletop. This whole section has been redone. Got that jump right there. Traction's so good today. And then into the high speed stuff. Going so good. Nice. Construction zone. Alright, heading down this last straightaway into the option line right here on the right. Nice little step down into the field. And all done.
This thing is awesome. I've had it less than a week and already I can tell that even though I have so much to learn, I can get shots that even the best selfie expert can never get. So I bought it and I'm keeping it. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'll be using this thing a lot more in upcoming videos. I'll see you out on the trail, and if you see this, duck.